Welcome everyone to race number 11 of the season, Baku, the Azerbaijan Grand Prix here in GSR. I am joined today by Tier 2 winner from last night, GSR Hamilton. How's it going?
Yes, going very well. Quite happy after my win last night.
Included.
And yes, quite happy after my win last night. Here to commentate for Tier 1.
Yeah, it's going to be a great race. Last night we saw the chaos we did with the rain late in the race, the late safety car. Can it get any better than that today?
Well, if it does rain at the end of the race like it did in Tier 2, I reckon it would be a very, very chaotic one, just like last night. You never know, you can have an underdog like I did, starting from very far down the grid, winning again.
Yeah, that is very true. Notalifon is on top right now, but what has happened to Prix?
He hit the wall on the entrance into the castle section.
Alrighty then.
Next across the line is a Renault. Jones fan starting in his lap. There's a Mercedes behind. It's Jack.
Just managing my dashboard of the chat right now, seeing what's going on, see what people have to say. No one really said anything yesterday, but with how chaotic that was, do you think we can have the same thing happen today or repeat?
Oh, I think we could. Just, you can't be too optimistic yet. Still got the rest of quality and a long race ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta think about it. There's a yellow flag somewhere. I don't know where that is, but no, you got a lot that can easily happen. Probably Magic coming to the line in his lap. You know, there's so much that could easily happen. I mean, this race could easily change in seconds. We saw last night how that all went. And then us of toe into turn 1.
Yeah.
So that's pretty interesting about the two Red Bull drivers from them. JRT Norris not being here this week, though, so that changes. Yeah, no, anyway, I just letting one go. No, I mean, I think with this racetrack, it's such an amazing racetrack. We saw the battles between the Red Bulls last night. I don't know if you rewatched the full stream or not. I know you rewatched some of it, but both Red Bulls, Bobby the Human, yourself, Pluto, you guys, all 5 of you guys were all in a great battle last night. And how do you really kind of, you know, how do you kind of say that, you know, last night and recap it to anyone? Because that battle was just insane from last night.
Well, oh, she's not starting getting blocked by coffee there. I just say for that battle, just don't be too aggressive if you are fighting with someone. The main like overtaking space for me was turn 1. Just like don't be too aggressive because I ended up spinning and going off twice at turn 1.
I was gonna mention that.
In yesterday's race. And
yeah, but
the other place you would look towards is the castle section. There was a pile up last night in qualifying between just like Pluto and I think it was one of the Alfa Romeos and Smoky Ginger.
Smoky Ginger also, yep. And I believe it was there was someone else there too. I know there was more people who can make contact with a 3-4 car park right there at the castle section. Yeah, we could easily see that today as Wom does go to the top, a 1:37.0.
Wow. Not out coming in for his lap because he was the 10th down in the wheel sector. Rumbly Fungus, 4 tenths down, also to get in. Ripley improves by 4 tenths.
The Jones fan kind of following Scotty throughout the racetrack. Jones fan, Scotty, 2 Tier 2 drivers racing today in Baku. Yeah, I mean, with how this racetrack is, you're going to see a lot of passing, you're going to see a lot of safety cars. Last night we saw, I think it was 3 safety cars and 2 VSCs, I think. Maybe 1 VSC. I'm not entirely sure. You might know better than I do.
I can't remember.
About that. Oh, yeah. Definitely you won't. I mean, if I don't, you won't. So, yeah, I just, with this racetrack, it's such an easy place to make for a lot of drivers who run no ABS to lock up and have the issues they do. But I think Jones fan's going to get a substream from Scotty here on the front straight.
I think so.
He just might.
See where they both go.
And, yeah, I mean, who knows?
Joe's fan
now
getting some DRS. Yeah, small slipstream, and he's decided to pit.
Oh, coming in the pits.
Scotty goes P10, 39.5.
Yeah, I mean, a lot can change in just seconds, and especially at this racetrack, you don't know what can happen. It's such an iconic racetrack with the safety cars and what happens here. This racetrack is insane. 17th to 1st from you last weekend, or last night, sorry. I've got to ask though, today, how do you think things go? Because do you think anyone goes from that far back outside the top 10 and gets up to P1 or the podium?
It would certainly be hard with the likes of Marchal and William at the top, as you can see, quite one lap, quite a way ahead of everyone else. But I reckon one person might come from, like, quite far outside the top 10 to score some major points. I reckon it could happen tonight.
Who do you think it would be, though, if it was anyone?
I think, based off right now, off the position he is in, I think probably could do it.
My opinion, Giants fan. I thought you were going to say Giants fan. Yeah,
one of them.
Giants fan, won a track in Belgium, and I just think that if he can keep his penalties pretty decently, not have issues, not have anything happen, I think he should be fine, and he should be able to maybe get up on the podium at least. I think a podium is possible. Another guy who got a podium here in one of the more popular leagues, Alanis. Oh, he is the king in this league, in most leagues, I'd say, out of staying out of trouble. Thing is with Alanis, I've got to say, we don't really talk about him much because we don't really see him be Mr. Excitement. We usually see him just stay out of trouble. And the thing is, oh, Scotty, whoa, out of the session. I saw that from the pit lane. Retired in the pit lane. Oh. Yeah. And the thing is, like with Atlantis, he stays out of trouble. He doesn't get into any problems. So the thing is, that's why we're not always talking about him. But the thing is, at this racetrack, you need to make something happen. I think Atlantis can make something happen. We saw Lance Stroll in 2017. He made something happen. He made some noise with all that. And you know, the week after his first points, the race after he goes and gets his first podium. So I think Atlantis, you know, a podium is possible for him today. I mean, he got it in Spain, and I believe it was last week back in Monaco. He had a decent run going. Had a late safety car come out. Couldn't do too much. Still, again, it's the stuff you need. You know, you need that type of stuff in order for you to do good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, hello, Joe Hansel. All right. So Squid on a lap here, and I think he's coming to the start finish line now. He should be able to improve. And Squid does go up to P9 or P9 with that right there.
Very impressive lap. Now Knockout coming through into the final sector now. He's 1.6 seconds down. I think he's going to go for another lap straight after this. Just hope he has food up the car enough, which I don't think he has. But
well,
you never
the thing
know.
is, the game might have invalidated his lap too, just for that cut, because you know how that could be. It gains you a lot of momentum into the straight. He might be coming to the pits.
Yeah.
He should be. He
He is pitting.
Joseph left the session. Hopefully you can maybe reinvite him. There's Jack coming in the pits and hits the barrier and is out of the session because of the pit lane. We didn't really see that yesterday, but now today we see that again. This happens. You messed the pit lane up just so bad, and this happens. Oh,
This was an extra now to finish the lap. I'm not sure where he went. I'm quickly inviting Joe back to the session.
Yeah, Silent X actually went up to P11, I think there that you say that. Red Bull driver, teammates of JRT Norris. JRT Norris not being here today.
You
know when you go to invite to party where it says little party controls around there? Yeah, just change that invite to party to invite to game. You can do that. Yep. Anyways, we have yellow flags again somewhere. Don't know where that is, but no tough one being out of the session. Wom already having the pole as of right now on his outlap. A lot of things could change, and I know there's a time delay. That's very obvious. Excuse me. There's a time delay, and we won't know when the actual session ends until we see the checker flag waving. GSR Axe on his outlap. We have Nismo on a lap, the end of sector 3 or sector 2. Apologize. And yellow flag somewhere. Where is that? Joseph, because he's left the session. But who's on a lap? Sinismo on his lap onto the front straight. Gonna start it, I think. Maybe coming in the pits. Who knows? Axe actually on an outlap. Coming to the checker flag this time. Along with we have yellow flag. GSR Silence actually missed the castle section.
We rip it 10th down in the first sector. Coming up to the castle section, there was a pile up yesterday in qualifying. been fairly close so far for the tier 1 drivers, and XP goes, no, Jones and goes 12. Ripley retires. Oh, at the castle section, oh, that messed up XP.
Just for silence in the barrier again. Oh man.
Yeah, he's
gonna have to retire from the session at this point, or else the game is gonna have to disqualify him. But the way it goes, checkered flag for some people this time. I think Rumbly Fungus just barely made it. Checkered flag for anyone who's completing their lap now. Disqualified from the session silent. There you go. There you go.
Atlantis overtaking Jonestown. He just blocked Atlantis there.
And Hobby Magic retiring from the session now, goes 13th. And to the line, the Renault of XPlo goes. Will he get any faster? He's using all of his ERS. No, he's going to come in the pits. Will he DNF this time, though, like other people did? No, but does get damage.
Atlantis
next across the line is the racing point of Wom. Yep, on his lap right there.
He's 2.5 seconds down. Oh, V2 combat with the nasty crash in the castle section.
Missing his whole front wing right now, and spins it out again and retires.
After one comes in line, we've got Striker.
Yeah, Striker actually up a second on his time. Maybe might improve to at least, I want to say, 12th, 13th, 11th, around that area. Where does Striker improve this time to the line? Here he comes, and it is only going to be...
Now, Atlantis 2.1 seconds up his lap. Atlantis goes there. 8th. Now, just alright, 4 minutes up on his lap.
To the line, is it top 5? Yes, it is! Wow. P3 by Axe.
That was.
Yes,
Wome
that
at the
was
top.
Interesting session.
By 6/10
Anyway.
over Notch, left 1. Then GSR Action 3rd. Jack in 4th, and Randy Fungus in 5th.
Now down the order, back farther than that. V2 Combat 6, Ripley 7th, Atlantis 8th, and OTR Sinismo 9th. Bama Outlaw, Championship Leader 10th. You have some notable names outside the top 10, like XPlo, Probably Magic, and back behind that, Giants Fan and Silent X. Well, Joseph starts in the position you did, 17th. I don't think he can get the first. I mean, I'd like to see him get points, but a guy who's back there even farther back, Giants Fan or Silent, they have the chance to maybe do what you did yesterday and have the luck you did. Obviously, penalties can change a lot of things. If you get a penalty for colliding with someone on purpose or something like that, or whatever the situation is, you know, a lot can change in a situation like this at Baku because penalties can decide the race win. Usually doesn't here, but it didn't yesterday, and it didn't really change anything at all. Usually it would, but not at this racetrack. This racetrack, you barely can really cut corners.
Yeah, it's
Obviously,
very
it's a
hard
street
to cut
circuit, too.
corners. There's only a few places you can really get warnings for, which is the right-hander just for the castle section, the left-hander going to the final sector, and the very, very tricky left-hander just before the end of sector 2.
So, we're going to go through our ones to watch. Hamilton, I know you're not joining me in the commentary booth, but I just want to remind you, the ones to watch, are the 3 drivers in this race who you think are going to gain on their position and, you know, could change something or make something happen, or what, you know, you could have those 3 guys change up things as Joseph has left the session again. Anyway, I'm going to go through my 3 and make sure once I'm done with my 3, you pick 3 different drivers than I do. Anyways, I'm going to go with my 3. No F1, P2, I'm telling you, again, I think this guy, just like Monaco, showed the pace, and with him, is this his chance to rise and show, you know what, I'm here in GSR, I'm here to win, and this is the way it's going to go. He could be our 4th first-time winner in the 4 of the last races. We saw 3 different winners in 3 of the last 3 races. We've also seen 7 or 8 different winners this season in GSR. Another guy who could also take his first win, Wom, on pole. You know what, with GSR having so many different winners this season, having really a total of really 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different winners this season. 8 different winners in a pair of 10 races. You really think about it, Wom, with how dominant that qualifying session was, you think that he can change things? I think so. And another guy I have to go for, obviously, has to be Atlantis. You know, a podium here could change things, could change his season around, could change of how, you know, anything goes for him. I think he has a good chance of getting a podium, and he usually stays out of trouble. This track, you need to stay out of trouble in order to get a good finish. Hamilton, who are your 3 other drivers than mine?
For my first driver, I'm going to have to go with GSR. His qualifying session, his final lap, very well. And I reckon he could get second or maybe even the win here. I'm also going to go with V. Ripley. Not a very good qualifying for him, but I reckon he can improve it in the race. And finally, Provi Magic, starting P14. I think he has the pace to get very high up in the points, possibly 6th, 5th, or even 4th.
Yeah, some guys I just want to point out outside the top 10, or even low on the grid this race, that you don't usually see low on the grid. Alabama Outlaw, the championship leader. Can he keep on to that championship lead? As of right now, this is the way it looks. He has 30, 50, so I'm thinking he has like a 50-point lead over Houndoom, something like that. It's like a 42-point lead over Houndoom, and then after that, it's a 50-point lead over V2, and probably Magic right behind after that. So I'm just thinking with Bama, there's no way he's going to stay 10th. I mean, rather he has a lot of trouble like he did last season in Tier 2, ends it off that way, or rather he gains a lot of positions and maybe gets on the podium today. We could see that today. Also, Giants fan had a quali ban. I just want to remind you guys of that because Giants fan could change things. We saw his pace before in races, and we saw how much that could change things, along with GSR Silent, who's had good pace, this being more of a wheel track, I would say, especially through the castle section, especially through Sector 3, Sector 2, especially through those type of corners. This track is such a wheel track, and GSR Silent could change things and could mix things up. Anyway, here we go for the RAV5 red lights pretty soon for the start of the Grand Prix. 5 red lights are here upon us here in Baku. Well done, Baku, yesterday. Now we go on today to race, and here we go. Lights are out, and away we go, and we have some cars on top of each other. Anyway, boom, side-by-side with Notal F1, and side-by-side for P3. And Joseph's car has got out of the lead, but now it's Axe trying to go side-by-side with the Ferrari teammate of Rumley Fungus, and into the wall goes the Mercedes. Contact, I think that was V2 Combat.
I think it was.
Axe lagging around Rumley Fungus, going side-by-side now, and now going inside of Jack. A little bit sideways, I don't really know what it was.
Turn 3.
Squid falling down the order from P11. On the grid. Now he's got hit from the back by Bama Outlaw, who's actually dropped a lot of positions there. Striker dropping the worst out of that. So, William side by side with no telephone for the lead, and Jack is going to try to take that position back over. They are side by side, and Jack stays ahead of William, while no F1 stays ahead of them and takes the race lead. No F1 gaining a few positions there. And also, I want to mention Wilm losing 2 positions also. 6 position gains from Scotty Jets and 6 positions lost for Bama Outlaw. Anyways, front 5 really got out a second ahead of Ripley. So they've got a big enough gap to where they can kind of work together if they need to. Because DRS here, it's pretty effective. Yellow flag. Bama's out of the race! Championship implications right now. You've seen it here. And Xpilo has a 5-second penalty with Squid. And there is a VSC.
Now, will anyone catch other people acting like I did to rivals in Belgium?
That's what you got to do. And can change things easily. Caught people napping, like you mentioned. And obviously, no F1, you know, obviously, him having the race lead, he can, you know, obviously, you know, we don't know if, you know, we would do the limitless glitch or exceed the track, or exceed the, not the track limits, the delta, as we do go back green. You don't know if they could be doing that, but I mean, obviously, that is something that could happen because it's obviously something, you know, that could happen considering we've seen it from Limitless before.
I do want to mention Scotty, 7 places gained on lap 1, and GSR Styler next, 8 places gained on lap 1. A very good lap 1 for the both.
4 positions for him, 5 positions for Joseph. Gaining a lot of positions for those guys over there, so that's pretty good. But both Ferraris. Is this what we're going to see, just like the Red Bull battles? Rumley Funk's going to battle it out. Are they going to battle like the Red Bulls did? Just Ardo and Verstappen. Just like Squid Jr. and Utah Elephant, like yesterday. Will we see it?
I hope we do, because it was a very interesting battle to watch from my point of view during the race. And let's just hope they battle hard. Rumley Fungus Just about losing the car next to it.
And now that race lead actually gets even closer. Jack and No Tough One. Jack became 8th different winner of the season last time out. And Axe hops over the curb and gets damaged.
So did
Axe hopping over the curb the wrong way. And this is what happens now that both Ferraris are side by side and there's contact again.
One with damage on
this time with
right.
Side by side through this area. There's no way they make it. Yeah, I didn't think so. And more damage.
For Axe.
Into the wall again.
Here comes the Ripley.
Axe.
You want to go past Axe.
Don't make the same mistake everyone else made. Oh, thank God he didn't. Now V Ripley's going to charge Rumbley Fungus. Lap 2 completed this race. Only a VSC so far. How are things going to change in this race? Because we already see Axe have issues. Such a crazy track that you can easily abuse the limits and have that happen to you. How much that changes is crazy in Baku.
Yeah, twice yesterday that happened to me. It was very unfortunate. Axe coming out just ahead of V2 Combat there. And there's a yellow flag! Strike off the time zone! They're straight on.
Reset the track. There's no way he's going to get the car turned around the right way. Now he does, actually. So he's got it turned out the right way, and now it is still close between that race lead between Jack and No Tough One as we head to the castle section. Very close to those barriers. Easily can make a mistake, and you see right here No Tough One keeping the race lead somehow from that. And 3/10 is that race gap between the race lead, and DRS will be enabled on that front straightaway this time. The first time they'll see it on the front straightaway.
Fan still within a second of Atlantis here. Joe's fan could have a look at Atlantis down to turn 1. Scotty also there, just about. Then 2 second gap back to probably. Silent also 1.6 back probably. Then you've got the air car of Joseph back in 11th. Now, Knockout in AI mode down straight here. Jack gaining. He pulls to the left hand side.
Side by side there is No Tough One is going to challenge back at it. You bet he will. And Jack, like you said, takes the race lead.
No jump out going into turn 3. No jump in the city. Joe pulls out to the right hand side and takes the lead. Jack did have a little peek back down the inside, but it just wasn't enough. VG Common now second fastest lap. Atlantis is quite Ripley now for P5 in this race. Jones fan is a 4-car train for P5.
I just had to deal with some of the chat. It's alright. But, yeah, no, I apologize for not focusing on the battle for a minute. Anyway, Walm gaining on these guys for P2, trying to all he can to just stay within this battle, stay within DRS, and he almost hits the back of Jack, and he does! Sideways! Oh, man. And he lets him back by. He realized that was his mistake, and he also has front wing damage from that now.
Now let's look out for the front stretch again. Atlantis, 7 tenths behind Ripley. Jones fan 8 tenths behind him. Then Scotty, 4 tenths behind Jones fan. GSR
I know Scotty and Jones fan, they're always in parties during league races, so I know they'll definitely be working together, or at least trying to in this type of situation. Jones fan won't have DRS this time, I don't think, on Atlantis, but Atlantis will have DRS and Ripley as we see Jack and Walm change positions. Jack lets him by, I guess, and Atlantis goes by Ripley now for P5.
Ripley pits.
And I think Ripley's pitting, and so is Atlantis. Ooh, almost colliding at the pit entry.
Scotty not going to get past Jones fan this time. Jack 4 tenths off of Worm. Jack getting a very, very bad exit. And Axe is now dropped outside the DRS of V2 Combat. OTS Sinismo though. Right behind Joseph's AI car. Should be an easy pass. As the V2 Combat and Axe are for minutes.
Yeah, I mean, Twitch does that sometimes, guys, with it having it that laggy. It's just, I go back on the stream sometimes, you know, it shows out sometimes when it's live. It won't show it like that whenever it goes back on the YouTube for GSR's YouTube. It won't show it back there. As we have a yellow flag somewhere. Where is that? Maybe down at turn 2. Someone's missed the corner. No.
I'm one NYG fan. Did what I did. went straight on at turn 1. Oh, and he's got damage, severe damage to the right side of his turn 1.
Well, now that gap between the race lead. Now that gap between the race lead, 4/10 between Wom and Notel F1. Yeah, no, JB, I can see what you're saying by that, because I took a listen myself, but it should be fine. Oh, Giants fan, out. Yeah, it should be fine once you watch it back, and there is a safety car.
It should surely help with the top 8 pace thing.
Well, we saw Pluto, Kyle on those hards for a long time. You know, the thing is, Giants fan, left the session. Yeah, I mean, these guys might pit and might make it the rest of the race, but you know what I'm thinking? It's just gonna be like yesterday. It's gonna be really, really close on tire wear, but you're gonna need a late safety car just like yesterday with Kyle, who had to have that late safety car, and we saw what happened to him. He lost the race from a big lead that he had.
Yeah, it was unlucky for Kyle. He would have won that race if the rain didn't come down harder than it did. He would have deserved that win. Would have won by 17-ish seconds ahead of GSR Pluto. But unluckily he hit the wall, and now the top 8 pitting. Atlantis making his way up into 5th place.
Atlantis being one of the only ones who didn't pit there. You know, if I'm Atlantis, I'm really thinking, you know what? I'm betting on another safety car, because now this field with this safety car will be so much closer, and with Atlantis, you better be betting on another safety car, because I don't think, you know, you're going to necessarily get it really with this Tier 1 field. This Tier 1 field has always been spread out with the way it was so far. Listen, Jones fans, Scotty and them, but besides that, you really didn't see them, you know, close together. So I'm really thinking you're going to have to really bet on another safety car here. You're going to have to bet on something else. The field does get packed again, pretty close. Yeah, 6 of the top 7 did pit, Atlantis being the only one. You pitted a lap earlier. Probably Magic pitted for softs, Axe pitted for mediums, and yeah, I mean, if you guys are, say, the guys in the hards who pitted this lap, you're thinking about the long term. If you guys were on the softs or mediums, or even yet to pit, you're really thinking on the short term goal. You're thinking of, if there's another safety car, this is how it's gonna happen, blah blah blah. But if you're guys in the front of the field, like Notel F1, Wom, Rumley Fungus, Jack, and Scotty and Jones fan, you're gonna bet on there not being another safety car, or at least if there is, you guys better be betting on being in that right position at the right time. Atlantis, you know, he's gonna have to pit again, but he's gonna have to bet on a late safety car or some sort of safety car to make it to the end of the race.
Will we see what's from GSR Axe, what Smoking Ginger did? Take his medium very far into the race and pit the top near the end. Making 15 laps on the medium tyre. And probably Magic, definitely better than another safety car, as he did go onto the softs, and also Striker on the softs.
Yeah, I mean, if you're guys like Striker, XBLO, V2 Combat, who we don't usually see in the back, we usually see him struggling sometimes, though. You guys in the back, you know, you better be betting on another safety car in the first place. That's why you're kind of in this position. You're on the mediums. That's why you're betting for another safety car. V2 Combat might be an AI mode. That's why he might have got passed by XBLO. We see positions straight up front because there's lag. That's why. That's why positions are trading up front. There's a lot of lag. Yeah, V2 is pitting. Maybe he's thinking about hards. I'm thinking, yes, he is. Hard compound tires. Thinking he can go the rest of the way now. He might just be able to. And it's definitely going to be close between Naughty F1 and the rest of the field.
I was thinking, when I pitted on lap 7 for the hards, I was thinking I can go to the end of these if the rain doesn't come down very hard. But unfortunately for me, the rain did come down harder than I thought. But the rain, I thought, actually worked in my favour, which gave me the race lead, because Kyle, unfortunately at the time, had a very tricky left-hander where we saw Axe and Wom get damaged on the same lap.
Either way, is this going to be another race where we see safety car chaos and just general from restarts of how you're able to pass so easily, just like Canada back in Tier 1 earlier this season. And by the way, Bam Outlaw won that race, but he's not in the race anymore with us. So I'm just thinking, because there were so many races this season that we saw safety car central a lot of the time. Hungary, we saw a lot at the start of the race. We saw VSC already, a safety car now. We've seen in Canada, like I said, back in Belgium, we saw a chaotic race there with the changeable conditions. And then even kind of once in a while last week in Monaco. it should be race changing for sure, and we should be getting going this time with the safety car restart. Alright, so how is Notel F1 going to back up the pack here? Because on safety car restarts, it's really just a straight. That's all you have. But if you don't want to go too early, because of the fact we saw in Tier 2 yesterday with the safety car restarts, if you go in too early, the game would back you off. The game would make you let off. You would have to be within a certain distance of that safety car, and now the safety car is in this lap. How will Notel F1 back up the pack right here? He's got passed by Wolm. Oh, and he goes back by.
We're already looking feisty before he and Marshall has even gone for the safety car restart. And our people, like the likes of Scotty, Bobby was in 6th place last time, and because the game backed everyone off, Bobby was able to run, I think it's 3 or 4 positions of the safety car restart, and I found 1 on JB Smooth. So will anyone be able to do that this time?
And
as much as
here he goes, no tough one.
Napping.
Yes, a lot here. And look at the slipstream and the weaving on the front straight you're going to see, because here comes Rumbling Fungus on Woolman into turn 1. Side by side, it is time for them to go side by side. They're into turn 1. Green flag is waving in the air, and side by side into turn 1, and there's contact around those Rumbling Fungus. And saves it somehow, keeps it back going, and they're side by side for P4. Scotty Jets, and there's contact in the back. There's a car parked with Jones fan, really, in front of the field, backing up in front of the pack, and you have Ripley and GSR silent. Now in the back, Squid Jr. also involved.
Axe having more damage now. He's going to have to pit again. Left end plate damage. And Robbie Marcus hits the wall.
Yeah, your mic is static there, Harrison. There you go. There you go. Anyway, yeah, I mean, with that safety car restart, we saw Notel F1 back up the pack, but the way he did it, he caught Wolm napping, and look at the gap he's kind of pulled out with Jack now. In the castle section, he's... Oh my goodness. And there's a VSC. Notel F1 spins from the race lead in the castle section. This changes the way he races now. This changes his confidence for sure. And that whole throwing is missing.
He's angry. He's trying to overtake Joseph.
Oh, he's having to stop on
now
the racetrack.
V2
Oh my
Combat
god.
having to go past him now. V2 Combat surely got a legal overtake for that. I just about caught No Shell spinning into the car section from Worms on board.
Tough one in V2 Combat racing on the VSC. Trying to keep up with each other. V2 Combat's got a 5-second penalty for ignoring the yellow flag. Probably Magic on Rumbling Fungus for P6. Position straight, but now look at the top 4 all within a second of each other with the distance. And now that race lead gets close again between Jack and Wolm, and there's a yellow flag, and Jones fan is out.
Off to the right side. Just off to the final pink now. Jack on Wolm. He's close enough for the rest, but it's not yet enabled this lap. Side of a penalty for spinning in the pit lane.
Double stacking for the Ferraris. X-Velos retired from the session, Axe getting a front wing change. But now that race lead is 4 tenths between the front 2. And behind that, Scotty Jets and Atlantis, one of the favorites. Also, battling yellow flag again. Don't know where that is.
It's turn 1, there's a pilot coming out of the pits, I think. And Notchard out, down into 14th place from that one spin that he had at the caster section. Small error. But he
does get by his teammate Joseph because of the lagged out car, I believe that is. Anyway, Atlantis is gaining on Scotty along with Jack gaining on Wolm for position for a race win, the race lead, and that podium spot. Yellow flags are clear now. We're back green flag, and now that race lead still stays close. DRS won't be enabled this time, but how will this change things? Well, we won't have DRS till lap 11, I believe. Lap 11 or lap 10. Well, no, lap 11, because of the fact it's been 3 laps since that restart. You need 3 laps on a restart or even the start of the race for it to be back enabled. And yeah, go ahead.
It's going to be interesting to see why across the first round. They're still this lap, so Could Jack...
Wow,
oh, we're locking up heavily into turn 1. Could Jack possibly have the donut boy into turn 3? Right on board with him now as down with his possession. Jack, open the DRS. 50% DRS for him. In overtake mode 1. Still pulling away now. But now Jack, with the overtake advantage, not quite close enough for the move. Atlantis very close to Scotty as well.
Yeah, and also behind that, Ripley and Squid also battle. DRS enabled for them. I was surprised DRS was enabled this lap, but Axe, again, we've seen this season having a struggling race. This time he doesn't have damage yet, at least. But no tell F1. GSR Silent goes side by side. No tell F1 is ahead in this time. Yeah, I mean, with the championship standings, we have, after this race, 5 races to go. And we have, after that, there is, if I check this schedule correctly, we have Abu Dhabi, Italy, Brazil, USA, and Bahrain, the last 5 races of the season. And also, not to mention, you have Tier 1 point standings. Bama is not even going to get a point in this race because he DNF'd from the race. Simple as that. Houndoom didn't even show up, and nor did Ricochet, who's in the top 5. So, Bama's kind of relying on V2 and Pravi not to have any good races. They just want Bama just wants him to have a bad race at this point because of the championship standings. Behind that, Axe, Giants fan, Jack, some of the guys just a name behind that. Now Atlantis is going to gain on Scotty for a podium position. Here comes Atlantis, and Scotty in the slipstream now has DRS, and that's enabled. Walm takes fastest lap. Now down the inside, Atlantis goes on Scotty. And Atlantis is by, but is he clear? He's in front now, and Atlantis takes P3.
Probably closing up Scotty and Atlantis because they're battling here. Ripley gonna have to go and Squid into turn 1 here as we ride on board with the Alpha air driver. Like, Squid defends the inside line, Ripley goes to the outside. Is he far ahead enough?
Side by side.
Squid still stays down the inside. Squid jumps into the head. Turn 2, Ripley tries to go around the outside. Can he hold it? No, he cannot. Squid getting the better traction and just staying ahead of Ripley.
Ripley's gonna go back. Ripley's gonna come back at it. Here he goes down the inside. Not enough for a move, but he's gonna still try it, and not enough for any look necessarily.
No F1 getting past Striker.
Silent. And yup, there you go. No F1 also in that battle too. But that gap for the race lead changes. 1.7 seconds is that gap. But behind that, Atlantis, Scotty, and Pravi are the guys battling for a podium position. We saw Pravi winner in Spa, Atlantis podium in last time out. No, not the last time out. 2 times before back in Spain. And then previously, Scotty podium in Belgium. So these guys battled out while V2 Combat is waiting to catch them very quickly.
Now, down the straight one more time. Who will come out on top of this battle? Will it be Provi? Will it be Scotty? Will it be Atlantis?
Yo, flags! No top one's out of the race!
Castle section
Up the castle section, and there's a safety car!
Bonus just hits the pits. This could help out Atlantis if he does pit again, which he doesn't. Provi coming in this lap because of the safety car.
And because of the softs, too. So they're definitely wanting to go to the end. The guys in the hearts, for sure. V2 doesn't pit. Oh, never mind, he does. Changes his opinion there. And changes what he wants to do. Joseph joins back the session. Squid is now deciding to pit at the last second. Ripley's going to stay out. And Axe, does he pit? He's debating.
Axe have damage.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't. Axe, does he have damage?
I think he might. Right side. No, he does not. I thought he did.
No.
Squid's having a penalty in the pits now.
Well, again, jumping. I think this is this the 4th time we've seen a VSC or safety car? Which one?
I think it is the 4th time.
We've seen, yeah. So we have one more left that we can use in this race. So let's let it be the end of the race, just like last night. Hopefully that changes things for sure.
We're just going to slow down the field, let everyone have a bit of a relax, save their rest for the safety car restart.
And not only that, I mean, oh, drive-through for Silent.
Oh, the speeding under the safety car. He cannot serve that now, though. He's bleeding very aggressively. I think he's angry about that.
Yeah, I mean, I would be too.
really anything to commentate. So Joseph still has not got back into his Alfa Romeo.
He should have by this point. I don't think he...
Now he has.
He has now. Yeah, the game took control. The game had him take control at like one of the worst moments. Yeah, drive-through again for Silent. That's 2 drive-throughs. Are you serious? And Wom does pit along with Jack. And maybe Atlantis might. No, he does not. He stays out. Scotty Jet's pitting. Ooh.
This means probably Magic could jump Scotty here.
Maybe even Jack. Maybe. No. No, he won't. No, he won't. No, he won't. No. I'm dumb.
The Ripley could also
considering he
Scotty.
Considering he pitted for mediums, I mean, just a lap ago, yeah. Ripley has his chance. Probably no. No, he does not.
Could be very close, but he just behind. Also, getting 2 drive-throughs under the same safety car. Surely this is going to impact his race a lot. He's going to want for another late safety car.
Yeah, he's at least going to be, I think at least it works with how he's running right now. He might even be almost half a lap down with the way it is. A lap around the racetrack is a minute 40, so really with the way it goes for him, he's definitely going to be half a lap down with the way this goes. There's no way he's going to come back from this. There's no way. Now, if he does, that'll shock me, but, I mean, of course I say that and he probably will, so, who knows, anything can happen, and don't give up, obviously. Don't sit here and give up. I mean, you don't want to give up in these races because anything can happen, and I mean, you saw in Spa, Probably Magic spun in the first lap in that race, and he somehow came back to win the race after the spin on the first lap. So, anything is possible. Anything is possible. You don't want to quit the race now and have a safety car late in the race and just know, oh my God, I didn't even have a chance at a win. Oh my God, I didn't even have a chance at a podium. You don't want to have that.
Well, the safety car's brought us back into a potential top 6 or top 7 fight now.
This also is going to allow GSR Axe. This is also going to allow GSR Axe to possibly get in a better position than he was. But we see everyone else who's on the racetrack. Mediums or hards. We don't see anyone on softs planning to go for a 2-stop here. But, I mean, we do see the difference between the tires for sure. And 8 laps being the most on those hards. We didn't see Ripley or Atlantis put under the safety car. So, Atlantis is probably going to back up the pack like he usually does with people on the formation lap. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to the pack.
Well, another safety car restart. How chaotic is this one going to be? Is it going to be like the one where Bobby was in front for tier 2 and he got stopped on the line, which allowed Pluto to get past into the lead? Could that happen to Atlantis here on this safety car restart and then way into the lead? You never know.
And you never know how the safety car restarts could go. We saw last time out. Last time with the restart, the tough one, back up the pack the way he did. You saw how much that changed things. I mean, the slipstream down into turn 1, I mean, think about it. Someone could easily try for a move or try for anything and they'd lock up. We saw in real life Sebastian Vettel in 2018. We saw Ricardo made moves on 3 guys at once and in the braking zone. We've seen what it could be like in the slipstream into turn 1. And we've seen what late race safety cars can be like. This is going to be a safety car with 11, 12 laps to go restart. Similar to the one we had in Britain with the restart. So, dash to the end, is that possible? I mean, I don't know. We'll have to find out.
It could be possible, but I saw a little bit of damage there off the edge of turn 3 going into turn 4. I think it was just an end plate. I'm not sure who lost the end plate there. I think it wasn't any of the top 5. Atlantis has fallen for Warren, Jack, Scotty. It was Provi. No right side with me.
That's obviously going to affect him for sure. Right side end plate. You don't want to have that coming to the restart because you could be backing up the pack and the guys behind you from that. Anyway, we should be having the safety car come in this lap. Joseph is far behind, but why is he not going? I don't know why he's not going, but we should be having the safety car coming this time. You watch out for that.
The indication in the bottom left there. And safety car is in this lap now. Joseph straight on at the castle section.
Oof. Well, Atlantis going to back up the pack from no F1. Well, he learned from that, maybe. And he's going to learn to back it up even more. Because that safety car needs to go into the pits in order for him to be able to go and gas it up as much as possible. You don't want to gas it up too early and have the game control your car with backing it up. Atlantis is going just a little bit. But now he's on the gas now. Is it a little bit too early? Is it not? Coming to the start-finish line and coming to the long straight. Here we go for the green flag. Slipstreaming into turn 1. Whoa, gaining on him. And Atlantis is... car, how much is it going to have control of it? Now to the start-finish line. Whoa, gaining into turn 1 to the outside now. Yellow flag still. And here comes Jack and switchback. Ripley trying to gain on Pravi. And now Atlantis passed. Side by side.
Well, Atlantis all there on the outside. Jack breaks a few meters later.
Oh, a little bit of contact.
It's like the two Red Bulls side by side through here yesterday. Atlantis was seen about
Jack. They're switching it back and forth. And here comes Scotty Jets involved with this battle right behind these guys, waiting for a move to happen and waiting for something to happen between these two. And it is Atlantis who stays ahead. But look at the gap that had costed Jack for the race lead.
Yeah, boy, we're doing a 2-second gap back to Atlantis now. This is surely going to affect Jack. Will Jack be able to catch Rome? Let's watch him go through the caster section like you did yesterday. No one so far has hit the wall, striking very slowly into the caster section. Joseph now, still 9.5 seconds of striker.
Yeah, I mean, you can easily see a safety car restart late in the race. We saw how chaotic that was. I mean, everyone's learned to back up the pack at the right moment and go really where that kink, the little right-hander, the last right-hander, turn 20 is out of there. Or at least in that type of position, you learn to back up the pack right there for the right moment to happen. Jack gaining on Atlantis now and trying to look for a move. And here they go through the S's. Turn 19, now to turn 20. This little right-hand kink. He's getting slipstream, and now he's going to gain on him into turn 1. And now to the DRS zone, and now to the start-finish line. Here comes Jack on Atlantis, and Jack is getting next to him. But Scotty Jets, here he comes in the slipstream. Not enough for an overtake, and Jack looks down the inside. Jack pushes him out, and Scotty gets by. Atlantis gets double overtaken. Axe in the background gets by Ripley and Pravi. And now Sinismo challenging Pravi for position, and Pravi gets passed by them also.
Actually, the double overtake in turn 1 there. Very, very nice for the man himself. After the dive bomb onto Atlantis.
Another Ricardo from 2019. Resetting onto the racetrack also. It's probably the better decision for him. That's probably more safer in that position because he doesn't want to back up and cost himself getting disqualified from the game because you're reversing. Anyway, P4 still stays pretty close. Atlantis dropped down a few positions and he's looking to maybe go to the soft car, and how will that change things for him? But won't Jack run 1-2 in that gap for the race lead? 4.7 seconds, and Atlantis is trying to charge. Look at the pack of cars now as we come out of the castle section. Scotty Jet's getting passed by 2 cars, now almost 3 cars. He's for wing damage.
Very little front wing damage. Going from 3rd to 9th. It's the back of Squid. I think Squid might have damage on the right side of his wing. Probably Fungus out getting past Scotty Jets. Actually got very wide through there. You can do that, but it could cost you a warning. We haven't checked penalties in case there is any. So I'm going to check now.
Oh, DRS enabled. There you go. There's a sign into turn 1 we're going to see. Now Ripley gaining on Atlantis. No DRS yet for them because it's the front straight. And now into turn 1. Ripley gaining on Atlantis. Not enough for an overtake. And Ripley is going to cross him back over. Look at this. To the inside. Sinismo and V2 on their side by side. Ripley gets by. Sinismo challenging Atlantis. Atlantis crossing back over down the inside. Ripley with DRS. And now Atlantis still side by side with them. Oh, contact! Squid by Rumbling Fungus.
Very good battle.
Oh, Rumbling Fungus spins himself out.
Spins! This has not been a good race for Ferraris. Many spins from them both. But back to penalties. One with 1 warning. Jack with no warnings, Ripley with 2 warnings, Atlantis 1 warning, and those just in this with a warning. So no one in the top 5 has got a penalty yet.
Yeah, anything can easily change. Joseph's left the session. Anyway, that gap of cars, that big pack of cars, P3 on back to P8. You don't usually see the train like this in Baku, but we see the Slipstream Fest. We're going to see a DRS train, and this is the way I love it. I love the DRS trains, and I'm loving to see it at this track because it's Slipstream Fest. That's what we want to see in Baku. And Walm has spun out of the race lead!
Whoa!
Cars having to take evasive action, and there's a VSC.
What happened to Wome?
Oh, big crash, V2!
V2!
Probably made contact with him and out of the race.
Robbie Fungus hits the wall. There's more damage to his front wing.
We're not going to see a safety car from this, but probably Magic pits, and so does Walm. Walm out of the race, into the pit lane. Out. Out he goes.
From the race lead, Wome crashing into the pit lane. Now, 3 seconds, surely not going to catch Jack.
Choked, I hear. Yeah, I know. What the hell? I gotta ask, though, how did that happen? Axe down the inside of Squid, side by side, locking up, and Axe is by Squid.
And you'll get a podium out of this.
Imagine what it's like. Redemption from Canada, I think so. And maybe even redemption from Monaco last week because he DNF'd from a podium position last week when he was gonna get it. He looked like he was gonna get it because he was battling, and that was the first time he touched the game in 2-3 weeks. And that's not usual for Axe. That's not usual for not touching this game for 2 weeks. Him almost getting a podium out of that. This race, he DNF'd last race, and the damage he's got damage 3 times this race, 3 separate times. Ripley, how many trouble he's had this season. He could easily have things change for him, and he can maybe get the podium. Or will he keep it, though? We saw 2 DNFs in 1 lap last lap.
Joe just say I
feel bad for
9
him.
positions. Now,
Yeah,
Axe
obviously he's gonna have to come back
closing
though.
the gap to Snismo.
Yeah, we're not gonna have another safety car from this, but the thing is, we better hope for something to happen because we might see a gap if Jack chokes it just like we saw Wome did. You know, maybe we can see a battle for the race lead between Ripley and Sinismo. Ripley getting close to the inside wall, hits it! Hits the outside wall!
This is short. Ripley, severe damage to the right side of the
Oh, again! Almost!
This should surely get back to the podium. Active by for P2!
Think about this, how much this changes for him. He's got damage twice this race. I know he'll be happy for it. And I know he'll be happy with what's happened to him today if he is able to do this. Scotty is our 4 position. Sinismo, his gap to Jack, yeah, 9.23 seconds. So, don't jinx him, PMV. Oh my god, yeah, no, trust me, I will. I will. I jinxed Pluto yesterday. Oh my god.
You jinxed Pluto. Getting way damage.
Yes, I did. Luckiest driver in GSR right now, right? Yeah, I think we can say Jack is, right?
Axe closing in on Ricky very, very quickly. Axe running wide. I could have got him the warning. Let me have a look. No, it didn't.
Can Ripley have some luck in this league? I agree with that completely. Ripley does need some luck, and maybe this race is the one it turns around for him. Maybe he keeps that podium position based off of anything that happens. I know he has damage, but he's definitely going to have to hold on for 6 or 7 more laps because it could really change within a heartbeat. Jack comes to the start-finish line. There is 7 laps to go this time by. Probably Magic getting on Joseph. Probably Magic getting by. GSR Silent in a points position back there. Striker also in a points position. Helenas in a points position. Rumbly Fungus. Squid up to P5. We have some crazy stuff happening in this race.
I was just going to say about Squid, we haven't really talked about him much or seen him much in this race. He's quietly running in P5, quite comfortably ahead of Rumbly Fungus. Then Atlantis. Rumbly Fungus pits. Oh, Rumbly Fungus almost hitting the ball in this set. Atlantis gets promoted into P6. Atlantis with the fastest lap. Now Axe, 1 second off of Ripley.
Soft tires for Rumbly Fungus. He should come out behind Silent. Now he's going to come out behind Pravi for sure. He's going to charge his way up to the field for a points position. That will definitely change things for us as commentators because we're going to have to watch out for him. Can he gain enough back? Joseph is his next target for position, even though that's an AI car. He had to change his front wing, I'm pretty sure, too. So that changes things. Axe gaining on Ripley now for P3. 6 laps to go this time by. 10 seconds is that gap.
Hopefully we do not curse him.
Hopefully.
This race has been very, not as crazy
Crazy.
as I was about to say it's 2 race, but still crazy.
Crazy.
With Warren crashing into the final sector and also crashing into the pits from first, might I add. And giving the win to Jack. Ripley lets Axe pass.
Yeah, I'm not surprised about that. Now Ripley's going to have to hold off for P4. Yeah, he's going to have to hold off for P4. It's such a tough part in this S section that you have to keep the car on the racetrack. Squid's definitely going to gain some time on him there. 3.2 seconds. Yeah, I mean, actually, he didn't that time. I'm surprised about that. Ripley's going to have to DRS with Axe still. And Axe's turn to gain on Sinismo for position for P2. Hopefully Jack don't crash that too. It'd really suck. He could go 2 in a row. He'd be the first person this season to go 2 in a row. And I believe, this has been a while since we've seen someone go 2 in a row in Tier 1. The last time we saw someone go 2 in a row in Tier 1 was actually, that was, oh my god, that was when Vivid won 4 in a row from Italy, Monaco, Japan, and Hungary. Wow, that's 5 months ago, really. 4 or 5 months ago. Last time we've seen someone go that many times with a win in a row. Things changed for sure. And a span of time in GSR. We could see Jack go 2 wins in a row. Do I think so? I don't know. I mean, we don't know. I mean, I don't want to curse him now. I think I will by saying that.
Tripping the gap between him and Sinismo down to just below 3 seconds. 2.9. Now 3.1. Squid not really gaining on the Ripley here. Ripley is actually pulled out of Squid. Atlantis could be gaining on Squid.
4 points positions. Rumbly Fungus, probably Magic, GSR Silent, all within really close distance of each other. They're not social distancing like they should, but either way, probably Magic did lose it up. The S's and the Castle's going, and now he is going to go into a barrier and out of the session.
Magic retires.
And his chance at some good points today to gain on V2 Combat and Houndoom, yeah, that's done. And championship contenders, let's go over some of the championship contenders. Bama out of the race today. Houndoom didn't show up. V2 out of the race today. Pravi out of the race. Ricochet didn't show up. Axe, the only one who's really had good luck out of the top 8. Giants fan, DNF out of today's race. I'm somehow 8th when I race in Tier 1. Jack, 9th in point standings. He's looking like he might win this race due to the game. 10th in points. And let's see, a safety car could change everything, but the thing is, there wouldn't be any more to use because we've already used the limit with 3 VSCs and 2 safety cars. Anyways, Fungus, fastest lap.
We did DRS on GSR on X. Now, will he try it into turn 3? He's a bit too... Jack is left his session!
The race leader! Jack has left his session. This is gonna cost him the win if this isn't... Oh, this everything. He better get the invite back to the session that he needs. Oh, man. This changes things. 9.6 seconds is that gap. He lagged. Having your games changing constantly. That gap. Oh, my God. I have invited
Jack back.
As we do speak, Rumbly Fungus does gain on Striker for position for P8, while Striker gains on Scotty Jets for position also. Rumbly Fungus might try it here. He's going to try it down the inside. No way this is going to happen. Down the inside, he's by him through there. Oh my God. An amazing move in a corner. We don't usually see anything happen.
I don't think Jack is joining. I don't think... I've invited him twice now back to the game. 5.5 seconds gap between him and Sinismo.
If Axe gains enough, this could be enough for Axe to get a race win. Or even if Sinismo gets any penalties, because Sinismo has actually a warning right now. Obviously, things can change if he starts pushing it to gain up to Jack and get away from GSR Axe. Now, fastest lap for Rumbly Fungus. Striker gaining on him. Not enough, but now it's Rumbly Fungus's turn to gain on Scotty Jets for position.
So this was his first race as a full-time Tier 1 driver. He could win it. I think we may have cursed Jack, like you cursed Pluto.
No, man, no.
No.
Oh my god. I feel bad. It's not 2 in a row. It's not 2 in a row. Of course, when I talk about 2 in a row, it happens. Now, with just like Charles Leclerc stuff from Bahrain, he now gets past the race lead. Running on low horsepower, we'll call it. I guess if that's the way to put it.
I'm going to try and invite him on board side.
Yep. This might allow Axe to get P2, but Axe has to keep it on the track. And oh, almost. He just nicks the wall right there. How much that he could easily change things. You know how much it could, especially in this race. But he might get DRS this time on Jack. This might be what helps him. He just might, which might help him just enough. And now to the detection point, he will have DRS.
Jack has joined back.
Jack is joined back. Here we go. Who knows? Those little
as soon as Axe gets for the overlay. Not.
The fresher mediums. Oh my god.
Could Jack come back and win this race? Oh my.
Oh, he's got passed by Axe. If he comes back to win this would be incredible. 3 laps to go this time. Axe sits in P2. He cannot bottle it now. You bottled it late in Monaco. You cannot bottle it now, Axe. Come on. You cannot.
Oh, Scotty popped from 7.
On the front straight. Yep, there you go. Yeah, I mean with Axe, it's like you can't have any, like, I know I'm saying this because I'm biased, but it's like you can't have any issues now because like he's had so much stuff happen in the last few races where if he bottles it now, it's over for him. It's not even a good point stay. And I know I would like to talk to him after the race, after his point stay for sure. I definitely would like to talk to Jack and Sinismo for sure. Positions trade. Atlantis gaining on Squid, and also Scotty Jets gets passed by Rumbly Fungus. 3 laps to go, coming to 2 laps to go this time. No late safety car this time, just like yesterday. But how does this change things? Does Jack gain back up to Axe? How do things work out?
I don't think Jack can get back to Axe. Oh no, as I said, that gains 2 tenths on Axe.
Axe actually has 2 warnings, so Axe might.
Penalty.
Axe, just speaking of penalties, Axe might. Speaking of penalties, Axe might pick up a penalty here, and it looks like it might be Jack getting that position possibly for P2 if Axe gets another warning. That's all he needs. In fact, if that's the way it works. But Sinismo coming to the line, and it is 2 laps to go. Atlantis gaining on Squid for P5. Haas versus Red Bull in the front straight. ERS very low for Squid. Atlantis still has some left. DRS slipstream gaining into turn 1. And here comes Atlantis in the slipstream. 210, 212 miles per hour. And now Atlantis is by Squid.
Squid with no ERS down that straight, so he could not defend from the Red Bull of Atlantis. Well, now Jack, 1.5 behind.
Silent and Striker, all close. Not enough for Scotty, but Silent's going to gain on Striker for P9. To the inside, side by side.
He got the done into turn 1.
And
Striker with a good exit there. Striker comes back out into turn 2. I think he might keep it down the inside. He does. Oh, both a bit sideways on the exit. Silent now with the DRS back onto Striker for P9 in this race. Is it going to go down the inside into turn?
Down the inside.
He does. And he just ran. Doesn't make contact. Jack with the DRS of Axe now.
Striker. Oh boy, here we go to the final lap this time.
I think Sinismo's going to win this race, but can't say it now.
Yeah, Jack don't even say it. Don't even say it. Just shut up. Just shut up. Just shut up right now. So you know you're going to curse someone. I already have, so don't let you be the next one. Don't let you fire for that one. What happens?
I'm surprised you haven't been fired yet. Oh, Atlantis, Squid got back past Atlantis somewhere. Now
yeah, that is true. And now,
will it be enough?
No, his DRS is low, and Atlantis gets by Squid through the S's. What? Atlantis gets by Squid through the S's. Are you serious?
Now Squid with the DRS onto Axe.
Under Atlantis.
They start.
It's time.
Yeah, Axe. Atlantis nice.
Nice one, yeah.
Not gonna be it. I'm gonna do for ARL. AMS Axe to this on Axe.
Jesus Christ, that's such a mess up.
Could we see Jack?
Oh, Atlantis really protecting. Striker gets by Silent. They trade positions, and Squid gaining on Atlantis into turn 3.
Jack has left again!
Jack left the session again! Oh my god. Again it happens. Is Ripley's chance for a podium possible? Is this possible for Ripley? I don't know. Oh, he's just got back online on Xbox. Oh my god. How does this change things? I don't know. Oh my god. Well, Sinismo's got to make it through the final few corners here for the race win. You can bring it home, man. You can bring it home. You need to do what you need to with this one because now he's a full-time driver. He changed from a reserve to a full-time driver. Oh, and coming on the front straight. Jack has joined back. It's definitely going to keep him P3, though. I can guarantee that. Squid getting on Atlantis and Striker and Silent. Oh, Striker leaves the session. Silent still behind. Now, Sinismo comes under the front straight. Sinismo was originally a reserve. Finished Monaco last time out with the podium. And today, podium to a race win. Reserve driver to a driver. He gets the race win. He wins in Baku. And Axe from damage at 1 point in the race. And from damage 2 points in the race. He finishes P2. How about that? And Ripley so close to P3. As Atlantis P5, Squid comes to the line, P6, Rumbly Fungus behind that, and we have a battle not over even though Silent Striker's lagged out, but Silent should be staying ahead of Striker here for a position. Silent might get passed by an AI car. Oh my god. Anyway, Scotty, Rumbly Fungus now finished the race, and now for P9. Silent down the order. Drive-through he had. Didn't really help him during the race, but Striker does get P9 off of that. Time for post-race interviews, in my opinion. It's the way it's going to go. Didn't get to do them last week, now we get to do them this week. Glad.
Sinismo from P9 on the grid, winning this race.
What a race that was. Definitely better than I expected with the amount of safety cars. We had only 2 today.
Wow. What a race. Wasn't as good.
I'm going to get some post-race interviews in. That's awesome.
It was very good.
I'm going to get Ripley in here because he was close to a podium. He was close to a podium and definitely deserves a post-race interview. Jack joins us for the post-race interviews. We also are going to have Axe join us, Sinismo, and hopefully Ripley. Hopefully they join us. Ripley's joined us. I've got to talk to you first, Ripley. So close to a podium, man. So close. Make sure your audio is included. Ripley, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Hi, guys.
Oh, man, so close to a
Yes,
podium for you.
that was a good one.
Your luck.
I'm so happy.
Oh, it looked like it turned around, but you actually finished this race this time. It was so close.
But
for
in
you not
the
doing it.
last laps, I still defend like a douchebag and hit the wall, so my front wheel was broken. So I still defend well on Axe, so I let it pass because I thought that was the best way to go around.
Yeah, I mean, you were so close for P3 this time. Your luck maybe turns around this time, it looked like. And you've had bad luck this whole season. Do you think this race turns around your luck for the next 5 races?
I also had some driver errors. You can't forget that.
Yeah. Well, Hamilton, do you have any questions for Ripley, our 4th place finisher today?
Ripley, what a drive from you from P7 to P4. Did you think you could have caught Jack's disconnected AI car in the final few laps?
Yeah, when I saw it, I completely pushed my car to the max, but once he came back, I got like 6 seconds away from him, so it was literally impossible.
Well, from P7 and all the mishaps, did you think this was possible?
Not really, because I didn't really have a great pace in qualifying. I just stayed away from the carnage and pretty much got P4. So I'm still happy.
Yeah, congratulations on P4 today.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm going to try to get Axe in here too. I know Jack has joined us. I'm going to try to get Axe in here along with Sinismo. Those guys, what a race from Axe, I got to say. Come back from doing damage twice in this race. Well done, Baku. I think it's great to talk to him now because he's joined us. Axe, I've got to ask you, honestly, you got the win earlier this season in Germany. Everything from that point on changed for you. This whole season for you has been just a struggle of ups and downs on how to avoid the crashes, how to avoid trouble. You got wing damage twice in this race. In Monaco, you DNF'd last time out by running in a podium position. This race, I bet you got to say that's redemption for sure. Include your audio. Axe, you there?
Axe. He left us like yesterday.
Plane crash.
Oh, I think he's gone to catch his plane.
Axe.
Axe, you there?
Ah. I don't know if he's there. I don't know if he is, but hey.
There we go.
Oh, there you are. There you are.
is.
I don't know if you heard the question.
Yes, I did. My mic just didn't
Good.
turn on. I had to reset it. Yeah, it was a good run. I would have loved to win, but I mean, my tires died at the end. They were at 70-80%. So it was just holding on. And then when we saw Jack leave, I feel so bad for him, bro. That was so, like, he had that in the bag. I'm more heartbroken for him than, like, happy for myself for the second place and good points. But yeah, this is nice after Monaco last week where we also could have won, but obviously I binned it. So it's good, and we'll move on to Abu Dhabi with decent points all today.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen how much of a struggle, you know, this has been. I mean, obviously, it's not the pace that's been there. It's just been you struggling, getting wing damage, and somehow finding the worst luck possible for you, or even battling it. Definitely, do you think this is the step in the right direction for the rest of the season, or even gaining on Bama in the championship, because he's had trouble the past few races?
Well, yeah, this is definitely going to help my championship campaign. I'm going to pull up the standings real quick from last week. I'm pretty far back at this point just because I've had so many bad races in a row. But hey, you never know. 18 points. I gained on everybody today. I don't think anyone in front of me scored points at all.
No.
So I'm looking very good at the moment. Hopefully we can keep it up. We only have a few races left. We got 5, and I'm very good at 3 of those tracks. So I'm looking
Yeah,
to
that's a good thing.
try and close this out. Hopefully, at least get to the top 3 in the points. That's probably my main goal. But
I mean,
otherwise,
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
we're just gonna try our best. We're gonna see how far we can go.
Yeah, I mean, with how today's race went, you only had 2 drivers score points today from the top 10, actually top 11, I think, in standings, something like that. Like, top 10 in standings, only 2 of the guys scored points. I mean, with Tier 2 yesterday, we saw the chaos there for their championship battle. 3 of the guys were in the battle to finish on podium, but in the most chaotic way possible. I mean, you've got to ask yourself, with the chaos from Tier 1, Tier 2, with all the stuff you've seen, you for sure still have somewhat of a... I mean, you at least have somewhat of a chance to have it. Maybe not as much of a chance earlier in the season, but you still have the chance with Bama having the struggles like he did in Tier 2, Houndoom not even showing up, V2 making the same mistakes he's always made in this league with just having into trouble every time. You have Pravi in front, Ricochet in front of you. I mean, you're going to pass Ricochet now. I think you're going to pass Pravi too. I mean, you're up to P4 now. You're coming.
We'll see. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be close to the end. I feel like it could go down to the final race if everybody kind of keeps struggling, and then me, Jack, Senismo, we all start to get podiums again. Not all could also get there a lot, and they're all farther down in the standings, so it could come down to the final race. And the points, the championship winner could have like the lowest amount of points we've ever had in this league, just because of how spread out everything is.
It is shocking, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna look back actually at the point standings from previous seasons, the way it's gone, because this is actually very shocking with how low it is. Yeah, basically what you said, 306 points from William Lassell last season, and then basically with the point standings from season 1, I'm trying to check it. I cannot find it actually. Season 1 team chart, schedule, driver of the day. Oh, Tier 1 race results. Nope. Points. Well, either way, tier 1 or tier 1 in season 1, there was like 200 something points you had around that area. So we have 125 points, even with there being 16 races. Still, it's not much off, but it's still a lot with 125 points with Bama. Is there anything you want to say about this league, since you're league owner, Axe, about what we've seen so far this season with records and everything like that?
Well, I've liked how competitive this season has gotten compared to previous, and hope that going into F1 2020 after this season, we can continue to have that level. And yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking about my own championship more than the league at the moment, just because I'm so close to it. But I think it's been pretty good so far. We've had a good couple of races in a row.
Yeah, congratulations on P2. Axe, or not Axe, Hamilton. Do you have any questions for Axe before we get to Jack?
Yeah. Axe, after all the amounts of damage that you had and all the scares in the race,
Yeah.
did you really think a podium was possible? And how did you feel
Not a
when
podium,
Jack
no.
disconnected?
I was, the first damage I got, I was okay with it because I had to pit like in the next lap or so anyway to get off the softs. But the second damage on the mediums, that was painful because I dropped all the way back to like 11th, 12th, 13th out of like 15. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna get anything good out of this. But
Never give up.
after a few DNFs, I was kind of like mid points. I was like, it's possible, but I didn't think second was gonna be possible. I thought it was just gonna be third or fourth.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to say something about that, actually. You've got to remind yourself of Canada when you're in that situation, because with you don't know what could happen, because Canada, you charge back from spinning out a lot. Austria, you had a chance at, what, P5 at one point? After spinning 5 times in that race. I mean, think about that. I mean, you never can give up in those races. And with the way Baku does, well done Baku today, I got to say that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was all about survival, and I think Sinismo did that the best today. And so did Jack, but lucky.
Congratulations on P2 today. I'm going to speak to you now, Jack. Jack from P3. Jack, you there?
Yeah.
Hey, man. You had the race win. I got to say, for the second day running, I've cursed someone in this league. And I feel so bad. I was talking about, hey, let's look at this. Guys, a guy who repeats a race win 2 in a row. Let's go. Yeah. And I was talking about Vivid being the last person to do that. Yeah, I was talking about Vivid, the last person to do that back in Tier 1 last season. He was the last person to do that around the midpoint of the season, and now you can do it toward the end of the midpoint of the season. So it looked like you were gonna do it, but now I'm winner today. P3, I mean, after lagging out and coming back to the session, I mean, are you even happy with that? I don't know where you want to look positive on that, but yeah, make sure your audio is included.
Well, it's really unfortunate that it happened twice, because if it only happened the first time, I would have got second because I was near Axe. But a second time, I was like annoyed, and I was 10 seconds in front, and it just feels bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely can say, oh, this is so much bad luck for you and stuff like that. But, I mean, 10 seconds of a race lead you had. You were going for 2 in a row. I mean, with the way this stands in the championship standings, as of right now, I'm looking at things, and yeah, Quinoff has updated it. Yeah, you're sitting 8th in the standings. You're just behind Giants fan. You're just behind Ricochet. You're only 75 points really behind the race lead. Actually, no, yeah, 75 points behind the race lead. With Bama having the trouble he's had, Houndoom V2 having issues not showing up, that stuff, and Axe really being the one guy I say, and really the chance to go at Bama from the top 5. Where do you look at yourself in the championship with 5 races left in this league of the season of F1 2019?
Well, I could get up to I'd be happy with 4th or 3rd, but it'll be very rare if I could get 2nd or 3rd, 2nd or 1st, because they've had a lot more races than me, and I've only had 3 races, and they've gone through the whole season. So it's just how it goes, really. It's just, yeah. I could, if I keep getting good results like podiums, I could have a chance if the other contenders have bad results.
Yeah, how do you look at the next 3 racetracks? Next 5, sorry. I got the 3 off X. The next 5 racetracks, Abu Dhabi, Italy, Brazil, USA, and Bahrain. How do you look at those next 5 tracks for you?
They look alright, to be fair. Brazil, I'm alright with. Abu Dhabi is alright. And Bahrain is another track which is alright, so I could score some points though, if my internet doesn't crash again.
Yeah, I've got to ask you though, how do you fix the internet though for you to be in trying to be in championship contention? Because you're 75 points behind, but really from second on back, you're only like 33. So how do you fix your internet for these next few races, and how do you kind of look at it as, hey, you know, this is what I got to do, you know? What do you got to do with this now, I guess?
Well, my internet's been alright, but just on, like, when it started happening, like, 3 days ago, I've been in recent leagues, which, I could have won, like this one, but, obviously the internet's cost me, so I've scored, yeah, probably, so, yeah, it's been connected, it's been, like, disconnecting there, and then it's just, I don't know how to fix it, it's just hopefully
Recommend
it just
hard
goes
reset
away.
before every race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so it's on fresh legs.
That's true. It's true. Yeah, congratulations on P3, I believe it was, and good luck tomorrow on that Ferrari and ARL.
Thank you.
I'll be commentating that one. All right,
That's right.
Hamilton, do you have any questions for Jack?
Jack, it's very unlucky for you. It was basically what happened to Kyle, except he retired and didn't manage to bring any points. What was going through your mind when you just suddenly disconnected from the game? What were you thinking?
Well, as soon as not Yaltep F1 and Worm crashed, I was feeling pretty confident, but I was begging for the internet to stay on because there was like 5 laps left, and then as soon as my screen froze, I panicked a lot, and I was like, I need an invite right now, like properly.
Yeah,
so,
I got it.
Obviously that's unfortunate, and hopefully it fixes for the next races to come.
Yeah, well,
I'm actually gonna ask one more question.
Oh, you can go ahead.
No, F1, you've battled him. He's been one of your rivals in these races. At the front of the field, you've battled him these races. You've seen him in DNF twice now. Do you think he's gonna challenge you for his race wins in the future in GSR?
He could a lot. He's a very quick driver, and obviously he's been having some unfortunate races. So he could spring back because he has the potential to do it with his pace. It's just not dumping it, which is unfortunate.
I feel like we could see him come out strong next week in Abu Dhabi, just because it is a pad track overall.
Yeah,
and
that's
he is
true.
on controller, so.
Who? No tough one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. I was just making sure.
So
yeah, that is true.
I feel like that could be a big breakout race for him in this league. And I think rest of the podium might be up for grabs as long as he keeps out of the wall.
Like he did.
Yeah, who
like he did
knows?
at the castle section.
He's had so much trouble in these past 2 races, 2 street circuits. I think he'd be glad to get these street circuits out of the way, and I think everyone will. To not have any more street circuits in the season, if I'm correct. We have Abu Dhabi, Italy, Brazil, USA, and Bahrain coming up in the next few races. Cannot wait for them. Which one do you guys all look forward to the most out of those 5?
Italy and Bahrain.
I reckon like Brazil. It like with the weather changes that could spice into the works.
I'm looking forward to those middle three of Italy, Brazil, and USA. Those are my
Yeah, I
top
was
three.
thinking that too.
Yeah,
I was
those
just
are
thinking
really
that too.
good tracks.
I say that because Italy, it's just a DRS train, but we've seen like the strategy. You know, say someone could be 20 seconds in front. Phoenix Legend can relate because he was 20 seconds in front of Vivid and pitted and came out third and didn't win the race because of penalties. So obviously that could change things. DRS train and just the way the racing goes in GSR, we love how it goes. So a track like that can really change things. And Brazil, in my opinion, like you said, changeable conditions, and like I also think that race is just generally a good one, no matter whatever league it is,
Whatever league, yeah.
whatever
It's
race,
always fun to watch.
whatever percent it is, whenever it is, it's just a fun race, and that's one of the tracks that I find is a classic F1 track where it's always a good race, and that's one that will never stop. And another one people don't always look at as a good race, but I feel like it is, and it's been in GSR previous seasons. Axe knows why I'm saying why.
Yes.
Is USA. Oh my God, 20th to 1st last season by you, Axe. We could maybe see a repeat of that next season, or this season.
I would
at the end
love
of the season.
that, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
No way.
You never know.
I mean, we probably won't even see it again. We saw 17th to 1st yesterday, though, but with Brazil, I don't know. I mean, we could definitely see something good happen for sure. USA, sorry. Something good happen there. Obviously, conditions are great there with how it goes, and changeable conditions for sure. Anyways, who do you, anything else you guys want to say about tracks, and anything else you guys didn't say that, yeah.
No, not really.
Many tracks you can get many penalties on, which can hamper you a lot. Like penalties can bring you back many positions, which can hamper you a lot. So if you keep it clean, you should be alright. And you could jump a load of positions.
I'm gonna ask you guys though, which track do you think will have more penalties given out? Like, not penalties given out, but like penalties handed to people. Which track will you see more people get penalties? Abu Dhabi or USA?
Abu Dhabi or USA? Probably gonna be USA.
USA.
USA, definitely. I remember from mine and Pibby's battle back in CRO USA. We both had 20-something seconds worth of penalties.
Hold up. Shut up for a minute. Yesterday? No.
I said,
just stop right there. Yesterday. You said yesterday. What?
No, I said CRO USA.
That was 4 months ago.
I said CRO USA. I said.
You said
mine and
yesterday. I
Pibby's
swear to
battle
God.
back in CRO USA.
I swear to God, I heard this man say yesterday. Oh my God.
He cursed everyone and he's dead. Yo, I remember we both had 20-something seconds worth of penalties. I think I won the race by about like 4 or 5 tenths in the end.
5 seconds. 5 seconds. Yeah, but on track it was like 5 tenths. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
was
so
a
we
good
saw a great
race.
one today in Baku with the safety cars, the VSCs, how can things change? Abu Dhabi, it's more kind of dependent on the safety cars and the VSCs, so you'll definitely see a lot more of those there next time out. Anyways, that's it from our podium finishers and our drivers from today. The top 4 we talked to, except for Sinismo, didn't really join us, but congratulations to him on the win. Deserved it, and I think Jack deserved it more, but, you know, Sinismo drove a great race too, so.
It's just unfortunate. It's just
It is.
have to go with it.
It is. Well, thank you guys for watching the race, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Tune in next time for next week in Abu Dhabi for all 3 tiers. You'll see it then. And thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time.